Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Will contest the next general election in Antigua and Barbuda. That's our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Tuesday, April 18. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Nicole Best. Good evening. The Democratic National Alliance is the new kid on the political bloc in Antigua and Barbuda. It is led by former member of the opposition United Progressive Party, Joan Masai. The party's executive officially unveiled the logo at a recent ceremony, as Elisa Graham of ABS Television reports.
Dubbed the new, fresh and dynamic party, DNA is seeking to embrace an all-inclusive concept where no resident or citizen will be left behind. It will be led by the Honorable Joan Messiah, who earned strong support in some quarters during her public spat with the United Progressive Party. The MP stood up against what she described as injustice meted out to her by the hierarchy of the UPP. One of the founding members of DNA, Anthony Stewart, said the launch of the party is a defining moment in the country's history.
Today marks the launch of a new political organization whose politics, policies, and programs will be all-inclusive to ensure each endeavor and all achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the launch of a new political organization that will be issue-driven, people-centered, and people-focused.
The Lady of the Hour, MP Messiah, expressed thanks for the support that she has been receiving to date. She confirmed that DNA marks a new chapter in her life. She said that water, roads, and electricity are among the priority areas to be addressed.
These are: 1, a sustainable supply of water; 2, a reliable supply of electricity; and 3, a modern road infrastructure network. There are other basic needs where the failings are glaring, but I will only mention these 3 today.
She further explained the symbols and the motto associated with the party.
We have chosen as our motto, prosperity for all, each and every one of us. We have also chosen a simple rose as our symbol.
The slate of candidates will be unveiled during town hall meetings, which will take place over the next couple of weeks.
St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris has condemned an attack on 2 women over the weekend, which left 1 dead, and he's calling for swift justice. Police reported that early Monday, Morial Webb was killed and Sonia Grant injured when the car in which they were traveling was riddled with bullets. No details have been released so far about the attack, but Prime Minister Harris calls it an abhorrent and barbaric act which is in shocking contrast with the values espoused during the Easter season. In a statement, the Prime Minister called on anyone with information on the incident to contact the police so that justice is served swiftly to the victims and their families. Police in Guyana are investigating an attack on Trinidadian soca artist Benjai, who was hit in the face with a bottle at a popular restaurant on Sunday. Lawmen said the incident occurred when Benjai was outside the the restaurant talking with a group of fans when the driver of a car began reversing into them. One person reportedly knocked on the trunk of the car to alert the driver, but he got out of the vehicle and confronted Benjai about someone knocking on his car. Another man is said to have gotten out of the car with a bottle and hit the artist across the face. Benjai, whose real name is Rodney LeBlanc, reportedly fell to the ground and was taken to hospital where he received over 20 stitches. Over in Trinidad and Tobago, the board of the Port Authority is to meet to discuss options to address the fallout from the pending departure of the inter-island ferry, the Superfast Galicia. The talks follow a meeting on Monday between businessmen in Tobago and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, who assured them that the matter is being taken seriously. There have also been concerns of a food shortage in Tobago as a result of the departure. We get more from Kamal Georges of CNC3 News.
President of the Tobago Chamber, Demi John Cruikshank, told CNC3 he and a team from the Hotel Association, the Truckers Association and other interest groups met with Dr. Rowley this afternoon for more than 2 hours. He said they emphasized how crucial the sea bridge is to business on the island, and he says government was considering a number of options.
To use lighter cargo on the express, the spirit, and also a badge system was also an option.
There have been concerns about a food shortage on the island. However, Mr. Cruikshank says that is not his information.
It has not come to us in the chamber as to what he's speaking about. We have not had any calls from our members indicating that they do not have food or food shortage in Tobago.
Mr. Cruikshank says for now, they have to take the Prime Minister's word.
Security and disaster management officials will focus on new security threats to the region during this year's exercise Trade Winds. The annual military and disaster preparedness event will be jointly hosted by Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago from June 6 to 17. Barbados last hosted Trade Winds in 2012, and Director of Training at the Regional Security System, Captain, said that since then the region has been confronted with several non-traditional threats such as cybercrime, returning foreign terrorist fighters, as well as natural and man-made disasters.
States today are confronted by regional, transnational threats and challenges like ethnic conflict, insurgencies, public disorder, illegal drugs, and terrorism. Furthermore, they are threatened with challenges related to environmental degradation, mass migration, refugees, epidemics, and disasters. Participation in such trade winds allows us to practice our interoperability, coordination, and cooperation in order to enhance our efficiency and effectiveness as a unified response mechanism. The Caribbean is not immune to such events. We not only have to deal with our local and regional issues, like our rising murder rates, the threats of terrorism, or the political, social, and economic instability in nearby countries, but also pay close attention to what is happening in the international arena.
Co-director of the exercise, Major Carlos Lovell, says that, as with previous exercises, this year will focus on realistic scenarios based on real-world threats.
The scenario this year will be based on the familiar threats of transnational organized crime, terrorism, and natural hazards causing national and regional crises. The scourge of illegal drugs, illegal arms, and human trafficking are some of the familiar issues for which Trade Winds 2017 will seek to enhance our capabilities to counter. It will also seek to develop new techniques and procedures to combat unfamiliar threats to Barbados, such as the use of improvised explosive devices, threats to key government infrastructure, and kidnapping, just to name a few.
Guyana's president calls for a more efficient sugar industry. We'll have the details for that story and more after the break. Stay with us.
At the 50th edition of Antigua Sailing Week. Not a sailor, not a problem. Chase the race from the best beach locations and party in the ocean. On our beaches, a different one each day. Take a drink, take another. Hula, play, dance in the sand. Dance to reggae, to soca, to the beat of your own drum under the moonlight. 7 beach days and party nights. Come play at the 50th edition of Antigua Sailing Week. April 29th to May 7th, 2017. Are you up for the challenge?
Make your special event in Barbados a memorable one. Let Pangrove Elegant Events transform the concept of your dreams into a magical reality. We provide everything you need for your event, from the understated to the stately. Our team can reimagine your indoor or outdoor space, or explore the scenic, lush gardenscape of our event venue at Sugarland Gardens. Celebrate life's milestones with Pangrove Elegant Events and Sugarland Gardens, and experience the elegant side of Barbados.
If you like dancing and whining and fretting till the morning, if you like drinking, masquerading, live music always playing, if you like islands of blue seas where people always smiling, if you like street jams and bandstands where people will be jamming, don't you miss this time, no. Here's this culture of our 43, our festival, our legacy. Don't you miss this time, no. Here's this culture of our 43.
Welcome back. Guyana's President David Granger says he wants to see a revival of sugar in the South American country. That's despite having to pump over $32 billion into the ailing sugar industry and the contraction of similar industries globally. Since coming into office, the Granger administration has had to give financial assistance to the Guyana Sugar Corporation, GuySuco, but the president says he wants the sugar industry to become more efficient and competitive.
Guyana is trying to preserve its industry, and that is why there will be a blame on it, and that's why there's going to be an Albion that will preserve as many of our plantations and estates as possible. IFLAT will remain.
The president's announcement came when he delivered the feature remarks at the opening of the Region 5 Expo and Trade Fair over the weekend. The head of state noted that production cost remains a big issue, but he assured that his government is not thinking of getting rid of the sugar industry.
We want to save the sugar industry, but it must be efficient and competitive. And Mr. Sacco is right. We're not working to destroy the industry, we're working to develop the industry.
Mr. Granger noted too that the industry has been contracting globally, hence some countries are taking a different course with regards to how they treat sugar.
Some countries like Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados and Kitts Nevis, Jamaica, Belize have seen their industries contract. Some have disappeared altogether because the cost of production was too high.
Mr. Granger reminded that diversification is the way to go, and it's the course of action his government will support. The local sugar industry is a bankrupted entity that the opposition and the sugar unions want to be made viable again. The government has already forked out $32 billion in less than 2 years to save GuySuco from collapsing.
Still in Guyana, the State Asset Recovery Act has been passed, but not without dissent. When the bill was brought before the Guyana House of Assembly on Thursday for its second reading, opposition members walked out of the House. It was passed in their absence. Travis Chase of HGP Nightly News has the story.
15 members were listed to address the House for the second reading of the SARA bill, which is intended to equip the State Assets Recovery Agency with elastic tentacles to recover stolen state property in Guyana and anywhere in the world. After more than 7 hours, only 8 rose to speak. First on the floor was Attorney General Basil Williams, who emphasized the need to create a legal mechanism to fight corruption, saying that it is one of the tasks of the APNU administration to eliminate corruption in governance.
We have also demonstrated our zero tolerance approach to corruption by conducting several forensic audits on government bodies
since taking the reins of government. There were 36 audits published, which results revealed that there was corruption, rampant corruption.
The AG told the House that 36 forensic audits revealed that government's funds were misappropriated and that the management of state assets had been inadequate.
To say, Mr. Speaker, corruption was rampant under the past administration is an understatement. Our commitment to the Guyanese people is to remove the perception and incidence of corruption in all aspects of public life, and I think I should be carefully listened to.
The Attorney General also pointed out that SARA legislation crowns other statutes such as the Anti-Money Laundering and Countering of Terrorism Act, bolstered by the strengthening of the agencies as SUKU and the Financial Intelligence Unit in the fight against corruption.
Is that those who commit unlawful activities should not be allowed to profit from their crimes. These proceeds must be forfeited.
Even if an offender has immunity from criminal prosecution or dead for that matter, the SARA Act makes provision for the recovery of stolen assets in those instances. The opposition's response was forecasted. Since the SARA bill was first mentioned, the opposition had declared that it would serve no useful purpose but to target former government officials and activists and further intimidate the citizenry. But opposition member Priya Manik-Chan made one salient point as she began her presentation.
We're not against asset recovery. I believe the concept of asset recovery is excellent. It is needed, it is timely, but it's the way that it's being done.
Ms. Manik-Chan expressed the view that the anti-corruption effort should have started with legislatures declaring their assets. She signaled the possibility of the SARA legislation being challenged in a court of law and pointed to what she deemed the partisan nature of SARU.
As campaigning heightens in the Bahamas in the lead up to next month's general election, concerns are being raised again about the country's credit rating and the stability of the dollar. In December, Standard & Poor's downgraded the country's sovereign credit rating to junk bond status, while Moody's rated the country at Baa3. Now, as the country is steeped in electioneering, concerns are being raised about the devaluation of the dollar. But Central Bank Governor John Roll refutes the ratings, saying that the country has strong foreign reserves, which he says have been trending upwards.
Today, the central bank has above $930 million in foreign reserves on its balance sheet. And from the opening months of the year through the middle of the year, the reserves usually are in a growth pattern, a seasonal growth pattern. So we see that same pattern holding over the first half of this year. Last year, the reserves peaked at over $1 billion. It was only in recent years that the reserves have increased at this level. And there is nothing that the central bank sees currently that would unravel those patterns.
And ahead in Newsline Sport, powerhouse Jamaica dominates the 46th Carifta Games. Stay with us. Sport is next.
You or someone you know been diagnosed with diabetes? If so, it is important that you know about Glucerna. Glucerna is a nutritional supplement for people with diabetes and contains Carb Steady, which helps minimize blood sugar spikes. Manage your diabetes with Glucerna. Glucerna, nutrition for people with diabetes, designed for you.
Imagine experiencing your jazz and Easter vacation at Rovenel's Resort and Conference Center. Stay and enjoy one of Tobago's most festive times with us. Choose out of 2 packages for a 4-night stay, executive or deluxe rooms, with 1 night free in our standard and self-catered rooms. Packages include free breakfast and shuttle service to and from popular beaches. For reservations, call 1-868-639-9666.
The most anticipated musical experience returns. Join us throughout beautiful Tobago as we celebrate the universal language with performances by Grammy Award winner D'Angelo, legendary singer Grace Jones, Shabba Ranks, Morgan Heritage, Ellen Trotman Hess the Band, and many more. The 2017 Tobago Jazz Experience, April 22nd to 30th.
Jamaica once again underlined their dominance at the just-ended Flow Carifta Games in Curacao. The team amassed 39 gold, 28 silver and 19 bronze medals at the end of the three-day competition held 15th to the 17th of April. They stamped their authority from the early going and were responsible for 2 field records on the opening day. Roger Stoner, competing in the under-20 boys discus, launched his first attempt out to 66.41 meters, erasing his countryman Chad Wright's 7-year-old record of 63.11 meters. Fiona Richards threw 54.19 to smash the 15-year record 53.47 set by Claudia Villeneuve of Martinique. Richards surpassed 54 meters with her first 4 attempts. Trinidad and Tobago are second on the medal table with 7 gold, 5 silver and 10 bronze. Califa St. Ford competed the sprint double by winning the girls on the 200 meters. She clocked 23.99 seconds to win the gold medal, beating Hallie Hazard of Grenada 24.15 and Jamaican Kashika Cameron 24.28 to line. On Saturday night, St. Ford, who is coached by TNT's 4-time Olympic medalist Otto Bolden, sped to victory in the 100-meter title, crossing in 11.56. Here's a look at that race.
Curacao?
It is Curacao.
So we're back on the track. 4x1 is off. Janique Brown leading off for Jamaica. Renee Brown leading off for the Bahamas. Guerrilla leading off for Turks and Caicos. And there they go with the first handovers. Down the back straight, Jamaica already establishing a sizable lead through Anika Reset. And there they go into the third leg. Jamaica well out in front. Turks and Caicos not faring too badly behind Bahamas, but Bahamas now looking to make their last change, but the Jamaicans are long gone, entering the home straight and heading to the finish line. It is victory for Jamaica.
Well, we apologize for that. What you were looking at was the girls 4x100 meters, and that was won, as you saw, by Jamaica, the dominant ones in this year's Carifta Games. Bahamas came in third overall with 6 gold, 15 silver and 10 bronze. Barbados picked up 4 gold, 4 silver and 4 bronze, and Guyana 4 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze. West Indies superstar Chris Gayle made history in the Indian Premier League on Tuesday by becoming the first player to reach 10,000 runs in T20 cricket. Gayle, who refers to himself as the universe boss, smashed 77 runs off 38 balls, including 7 maximums, for Royal Challengers Bangalore against Gujarat Lions to take his overall tally to 10,074. The veteran left-hander, who has not played for West Indies in 12 months, was eventually trapped LBW to young bowler Basil Tampi, 23-year-old, claiming his first ever wicket in the IPL. In reply, Lions made a good fist of it, but were restricted to 192 for 7 off their 20 overs, with Smith failing at the top of the order with 1. New Zealander Brendan McCullum pummeled 72 from 44 deliveries, but lacked support in the top order. The headlines, however, were all about the sensational Gayle, who with 32 sixes and 22 in his 3 previous innings in the tournament, entered the game just 3 shy of the 10,000 run mark, and he achieved the mark in the 4th over of the innings and in his 290th T20 game when he edged Seymour Basil Tampi to third man. Now for a look at Chris Gale's batting highlights.
Good shot, finally. One's a single. Gets another boundary. That's 3 in a row from Virat Kohli. Full toss was big. And it's landed on the rope. Wider on the crease from Ravi J, and he's been punished. That's better, and that's better from Christopher Henry Gale. No problem with this one. And have some of this one. This has gone way back. And you do not bowl out this. Oh, this is out, is he? Or has he touched the line? The most perfect catch of the match, maybe, from Gwyneth McCullough.
It's the sun out. Let's have a look. This will be a better angle. There.
Yeah, sorry. Not out. B-Mac is going to have to come back. Is Christopher Henry Gale, much to the delight of RCB fans.
Pulled away. And that will go all the way to the boundary. There we go. That is humongous down the ground. Chris Gale. And he moves to 50. Well, that is dismissive. He's absolutely smashed that one. Once again, he has launched into it. Chris Gale is on fire. Oh, once again, on the toe, and he's been given. Chris Gale will have to go.
And in more IPL action, Sunil Narayan's Kolkata Knight Riders sealed a thrilling 4-wicket win against the Delhi Daredevils Monday in Delhi. KKR successfully chased 169 needed for victory with 1 ball to spare. Narayan took 1 wicket. We take in some of the highlights of that game.
Delhi Daredevils won the toss and chose to bat first. They were progressing well with Sanju Samson cracking 39 off the 25 balls at the top of the order. In fact, it was a match where their top order clicked. Rishabh Pant getting the next highest score of the 38. However, no batsman was able to get a half-century. And at one stage, they were not looking to get 150 until Pant cracked a few boundaries. Sunil Narayan could have gotten more wickets, but he had to settle for 1 for 20 runs off his 4 overs. The Daredevils restricted to 168 for 7. In reply, the Kolkata Knight Riders lost to 3 early wickets, including Indian batsmen Gautam Gambhir and Robin Uthappa. They were at 21 for 3. However, 69 not out from Manish Pandey and a quick-fire 59 from Yusuf Pathan all but brought the match down to the wire.
Oh, gets it wide of Rishabh Pant this time. Whipped away in the air and all the way as well. Swung away this time over the top all the way. Brings up 50 as well for him. 13 for IPL 50. Fine, very fine indeed. It'll be 4 more.
In the end, Narayan, who was not out on 1, was there with Pandey as they sealed a 4-wicket win by reaching 169 with 1 ball to spare.
And that's the sport. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Welcome to Dominica, a true fantasy island. Whether you're in search of extreme adventure, or a family vacation, or a relaxing getaway, Dominica is fun for everyone. And a place where you can totally disconnect and enjoy paradise. Discover Dominica, the nature island.
Picture this. Get away to one of the world's most beautiful islands.
to experience the Digicel Barbados Reggae Festival 2017. 4 of the biggest reggae events. April 23rd to April 30th, featuring the biggest names in reggae. Popcorn, Spragga Benz, Sanchez, Marcia Griffiths, Capleton, Conscience, Ventures, Flower Gun, Glen Washington, Coco T,
Won't you go home to your mama?
and many more. Purchase your event tickets from ticketpal.com. For more details, follow Barbados Reggae Festival on Facebook or Instagram. Barbados, always on.
Again, the major developments of this day: former opposition MP in Antigua forms a new political party to contest the next general election. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport around the clock, log on to CarnaNews.com. Have yourselves a good evening.